will be uploaded to our portal. Let's get it streamed in. I'm gonna let everybody come in. Today's all about branding in a completely different way. So my views on branding are very different than what most people teach on branding. So this is going to be a fun mix up. Okay, this is branding. And drop in the comments. Let me know how business is feeling this week. We're almost at the end of October. How are we feeling? What are we doing? What is your intention for this workshop? What do you want to receive? How do you want to feel afterwards? So set your energy, and I'm going to get us streamed in. Whoops. Let's go live. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming in. All right, how are we feeling? What are we excited about? Andrea's popping in, everybody's coming in. Clarity is what I want, and good feels for the business, getting things together and really planned. I love this. Today's going to be like a shakeup. We're going to shake our systems. We're going to shake our news feeds. We're going to shake our energy around. Little backstory. I feel like I unlocked a next level of myself in the last 48 hours, not related to business whatsoever, just some intuition. I've moved some shit. We've vibed in, we've shaken things up, and I am excited. I wrote this workshop last night. I was so ready. So hopefully you guys can feel the feels, and I'm going to share my screen. So if anybody can let me know. I'm going to mute everybody. Maybe. Hold on. I don't want to share my screen yet. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to share. Feeling like hamster wheel, struggling to keep my mindset where it needs to be, ready for some Kira energy and a reset. Ooh, I love this. This is going to be good. And this, so similar, was feeling like a hamster wheel, like I was distracted from personal life stuff. We get to use our business as a sanctuary right now, and I channeled all of my anger and frustration that I had yesterday for like whatever reason, stupid stuff, but it was affecting me, into my business and like dove right in. So use this as your way to hype yourself up and pour into your business. Okay. Get out of this. Get out of this. Oh my goodness. What is going on? I don't know. Everything is going crazy. Can you guys see my screen? Yes. Okay. Let's get going. Same. I've been overwhelmed, ready for a shift, studio searching. Okay. Well, let's shift this. Let's get excited. Present full screen. Okay, can we see it now? Full screen. Can you see the logo, the brand amp? Or did it switch? Good. Okay, here we go. Amplify your boudoir business with brand amp marketing. So this is not branding. This is not a branding class on get your colors right. Let's pick a new logo. Let's pick a font. Yes, we're going to dive into this, but we are going to specifically get into the shift that I have made in my marketing that directly correlated to, I don't even want to say more bookings, but better quality bookings. And this is so easy. Some of you are already doing some of these things without the intentionality. So when you compare it and when you bring it with the intention, when you understand what you're doing, it's going to be that much more powerful. So today's going to be energetics and strategics. You will also have this slideshow presentation in your Dominate portal. So if you want to go back to it and look at my examples, I have tons of screenshot examples of what we're getting into. So the reason this is one of our trainings was because the importance of brand amplification. That's what brand amping is. You'll hear me say brand amp. You guys know I like to make up words. So like this is a thing now. We're going to brand amp and what it really means. So it's not the colors of your logo. It's not just, how many times a day you post. We're also going to cover how we've become so complacent in our model calls and flash sales. Who here is bored with their marketing? Who here feels like you are stagnant or that you have the same flow that you just put on repeat. Okay, Courtney's like, yes, that's me. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to, yes, continue using that flow, Terra 2, because there are frameworks that work, but we are creatives and sometimes we can get bored with that. So my own personal version of self-sabotage last year was like, yeah, I know I could run a model call and book it, but that's so freaking boring to me. Hi, I'm looking for 4 humans who want to feel like their best, most confident self. Apply here. That does not light me up. That doesn't turn me on. That doesn't spark my joy. We get to infuse our marketing with creative beings, with the essence of who we are in our photography into our marketing. So we're also going to dive into like what's the essence of your brand. And I encourage you to actually do the workshopping today, like answer the questions, do the work, because when you have accountability with the group, we're more likely to do it together and answer the questions versus, oh, I'll just do this later. So we have a system and we just go through the motions because it's easy. And that is what works. Have any of you ever experienced feeling, I'm not talking about a money plateau, because let's say business is going good. You're making your money, you're making your goals. It's good, but you're bored. I see this so many times with successful entrepreneurs is that you get into this cycle of you could just go through the motions and have a successful business because you've got the systems and it works. So what we're going to do today is figure out how we can amplify your brand and your business so that you're not bored. You actually are living your best life. And who cares if we're making 6 figures if we're bored and we're not enjoying it? You know what I mean? Like we can make money anyway. We want to have our business being fulfilled and impacting others. And if it's just for the money, that's boring. So that's where this workshop was born. When we embody brand damping, we're energetically and strategically, I'm going to give you strategy as well, reinvigorating our audience to actually care. So when we get bored with our brand, when we get bored with model call every 3 months, flash sale following, let's do a group grow, let's do a Facebook live session, and then hit them with a model call, they're going to become immune to that too. They can see the pattern. They can see, oh, here's her template for a model call. Time to apply. Like it's expected. So when I began brand damping, my audience became more engaged and my model calls filled with more ease than previously. So I want to know, I said filled with more ease, not necessarily quantity. So I did not say that when I started brand damping, I got 100 applicants. No, but what I did notice is the people who were applying booked immediately, started their prepayments, read all the information. They weren't problem children. They weren't just in it because they saw a flash sale. They were more connected to me as a person and my business as a brand versus just getting a good deal. Does that make sense? Can you guys see what I'm saying here of like, when you start infusing your marketing with your essence, with this new brand application, the quality of your clientele is going to rise. Because what also happens is when we're doing our marketing and we have these model call templates and these last minute opening frameworks, if we're bored, we're just attracting like plain Jane off the street who doesn't actually care about us. She just wants like a quick hit, sexy photos for her boyfriend or whatever. And we're not getting that impact. We're not getting that life-changing transformation that some of us may desire. So 3 core things that we're going to get into today: the art of the tease, branding does not equal your colors, and amplifying with branding. So in the comments, let me know, how do you feel, scale of 1 to 10, you are with teasing your audience? Can you be flirtatious and fun? And are you good at teasing? Or do you feel like this is something that you struggle with? Or is this something that you didn't even know like you could be doing and you don't really tease at all? So let's check some comments here. I want to get you guys involved. And I want you to think of your audience. This is going to sound funny, but I want you to think of them as like a romantic partner, as like a flirtatious banter. Like you want them to love you. So we're just going to be like feisty, dominatrix, rare, let's get sassy. The art of the tease. Okay. Never been good with flirting. I'm at a 1. I love to tease them. I'm at an 8 or 9. I'm currently at a 0, but could do better now that I know. I've always been so direct. 8, 2, and I'm such a teaser flirt in my day to day. Erica, let's bring this to life. Miss Flirtatious Banter, like bring it forward. Let's see, out of 3. So the art of the tease, the reason this is so special to me is last year, 2 years ago, I went outside the photography industry, and I got some mentoring in like other areas of my life, and I have pulled this into boudoir, and it has been so fun. So you'll notice anytime I launch a program, anytime I launch a mentorship package, I have a full ass branding. I have a graphic. I have something. Everything is a thing. And you see, if you follow me on social, which I don't know how else you would be here if you didn't, you guys see me do the, ooh, something's coming, or great idea, it's happening. And what I see photographers do is like, we just keep that under wraps. We don't share what we're working on behind the scenes. We don't tease them and let them know. We just drop it and we're like, apply for this model call, and it's like, wait, that's like jumping into bed without the foreplay. That's like just being like, you want to come home and do it, instead of being like, you know what, I'm attracted to you, let's do this, let's tease it up a little bit. 7 or 8 on the tease. So what I want you to think of your audience as is, a little flirtatious game, a little banter. So if you are normally the passive partner or partners, I'm inviting you to take center stage and own this dominatrix energy. I mean, this is the Dominate program, and go out there and put yourself out there. Like, I want a new level of confidence that no matter what you say, no matter what you post, they are going to love you. They are going to be like dripping and salivating out the mouth at like, oh my God, I need to be in her studio. The things she is doing for these women, etc. And if they don't like you, good job. They can leave. That's the energy. I get what I want. I take what's mine, and I get the soulmate clients that my business deserves. And if you are not showing up as your full self in the full essence, from the tease to the branding, to the amplification, to the delivery of the actual session itself, you're letting yourself and your brand down. And your brand and your audience deserves better. So, what feels uncomfortable about teasing, if or what feels confusing, what feels repetitive, or if you are high on the scale, if you're at an 8 or 9 on the tease, how do you want to enhance it? So drop it in the comments. How do we feel about teasing? Do you feel like you're doing the same thing each time? Do you feel like it feels forced? How can we make this mesh and flow? Or if you're brand new, how do you want to tease? How do you want to get it going? Okay. What is a creative and engaging way to tease besides just saying something is coming? I love this. I have screenshots at the end. But for example, I just did what did I do? It was called the Naughty Diaries. So basically, I have been anti-prop in my studio since the beginning of time. And I'm like, don't bring in role play outfits. Don't bring in like your sexy maid costume. Like, save that for home. That's not going to vibe with the studio. And instead of just saying, okay, we're opening up role play sessions, like, here you go, bring in your outfits, I created an entire thing. I created an entire like project, movement, whatever. We had a big reveal. It's called the Naughty Diaries. And I said it was a role play immersion. Like, I really sexied up the title. And before I even announced that, my tease was subliminal. So what I did, and I have screenshots of this, I asked the group, I was like, okay, curious minds want to know, like, if you had to choose a role play outfit or a role play position, who would you be? And then the group, 1, it was an engagement hack, but 2, it got them thinking about it. And you were teasing them subconsciously. This goes back to the subconscious breadcrumbs. So not once did I say, oh, something's coming, which I do. That works because, and I'll tell you why here in a minute, people love that. but I was teasing them by laying the idea. So another favorite way to tease, take a really close up picture of a box or like your box of props. If you're building a new bonus set, take a picture of the Amazon box and be like, you have no idea what's about to happen. Could it just be a backdrop? Absolutely. Do they know that? No. But are they going to be so freaking excited to see this backdrop now that you've tempted them with this Amazon box of a what could it be? What's going to happen? Can you see that? Like, you get to make whatever you want a thing, and the importance and the desire from your audience is based on you. My favorite example is this summer, we introduced the Luxe Closet, which is all like Louis Vuitton, Red Bottom, Honey Birdette, Agent Provocateur, like high-end lingerie. Now, if you don't know, I am in southern-ish small town Indiana. It's very country. My clients come from a city where I'm originally from, an hour south, like boots, flannels. These women are not designer women. They don't give a shit if they are in red bottom heels or if they're in an outfit off of Shein that costs like $6. But I was excited to finally photograph some high-end pieces because that's what's important to me right now because I got bored with everything else. So what I did is I teased this closet. I took a picture of me building the shelf. I let them vote on shoe sizes. I amped it up. We bring the energy. Does that make sense? Like if I would have just announced, hey guys, we have a new Luxe Closet, they would have been like, cool. I can't tell a difference between a fake red bottom and a real red bottom. But because I painted the picture and I was like, you guys, listen, I know our daily lives of like corporate moms or whatever, we don't have time to wear the fancy outfits. So why not do it here? I flirted with whatever I was bringing. So you get to bring that temptation. You get to bring that desire. And this is going to feel uncomfortable if you don't see yourself as this dominatrix, whatever. TMI, but not really. In real life, I am not the dominatrix. I am submissive as fuck. Like, throw me down. Don't make me do anything. Like, please, I don't want to be in charge. So I get it if you guys are like, this feels uncomfortable. This isn't who I am. But it is because you're an entrepreneur and you are a leader, and it is your duty to lead your audience. Otherwise, you should be working for somebody else. And is that harsh? Maybe, but you chose entrepreneurship. You chose to run this business, which means it is your duty to step up to the plate and lead your audience. Can you guys feel the fiery next level that I feel like last week I may have just been like, okay, we need to be leaders. But now it's like, no, we're going to rise to the occasion. Like it is our job to lead them and to guide them and to play with them. I don't want to just throw up a model call and force them into it and be like, here it is. That's like a frat boy being like, you want to go fuck? Like, no, stop. Like, they deserve to be wined and dined. This is only slide one. I was just supposed to tell you the title on this slide of the art of the tease, but we're getting into it. I'm catching up on comments. Okay. I have no idea why I don't tease my business. I love teasing. It's fun and lighthearted. I need to turn it up. I've always been so focused on figuring out what my brand colors font is because everyone says that's how you're supposed to grow your business. No surprise here. I haven't figured that out. Number two, the branding does not equal colors. I'm going to disprove probably every brand coach out there right now who's like, you have to have the same colors so that they memorize you and they can. I'm going to tell you to do all the opposite shit. And this is where you get to say like, okay, that works for me or that doesn't work for me, but like test it out and trial it out because it has worked pretty well. So the art of the tease, this is what I'm inviting you to do, is to come forward and to have fun with it. This is why I love you guys. I'm so excited, Erica. See, you guys just get it. So I want you to keep this in your mind. Now, if you were one of the people who were like, yes, I'm a 7, 8, 9, I tease all the time, I want you to notice how you're teasing. Are you doing the basic like touch her arm, which would be the equivalent of something's coming? That's easy. I want you to like grab her chin and pull her up and like make her melt. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? Where they just like grab your face and pull you in instead of just like a little spice it up. So do the Amazon box, do the like, I just had the best idea, or start storytelling and creating things. And you don't even have to mention that something is coming. This goes back to the selling without selling concept. All right, let's see what else we're talking about. Oh, here's that slide. All right, why the tease? So this is an example of my tease for the silly little self-sabotage workshop that we did last week or whatever. It's the same for the boudoir. I have boudoir examples too. But this is an Instagram story. Now, what I want you to notice is this can correlate for Instagram or Facebook groups or TikTok, wherever you at. It's not specific to Facebook groups. So here's a little graphic. I just take the branding for it. So basically what we're going to do is you're going to create something for any offer you have, and it gets to be really easy. But why the tease is important is because sales psychology, all of the studies have shown that the human brain hates something unfinished. This is why the goal gradient works. So if you don't know, the goal gradient is like when we're like, oh, we have 4 sessions that we want to book and you're at a 3, somebody's going to book that last one to finish your goal. The brain doesn't like things unfinished. So if you pop up even something super basic that just says something's coming, their brain is going to be like, what is it? What's she talking about? I want to know. And they're going to check more frequently, and they're going to subconsciously stop when they see your little Instagram highlight bubble pop up again, because they're going to be like, oh, did she reveal it? Did she tell me her secret? One, humans are nosy and we want to feel connected and we want to be in the know and we want to be accepted. And we believe that in order to be accepted, we have to have the information, right? Like we want to be part of the in, not like the in crowd is in the popular girls, but we want to know, we want to be part of the conversation. So that's the why. And then the how to the tease, it gets to be different. And this is what I'm saying. Don't just pop up a graphic like this every time. That's going through the motions. That is the easy way out. Andrea says, that's so me. I'm nosy. Every time Kira throws these teases up, I'm like, what's she doing now? That's the thing. You guys, I could literally be like, something is coming for Dominate training next week. And it could be that I go live from outside to connect to Mother Earth instead of going live inside the studio. Like I could hype you guys up and you'd be like, yes, I feel it. It is genuine. That's the thing though. Like you're teasing your audience, you're connecting with them, you're zhuzhing them up. Because if I was just like, all right, you guys, we're going to go live outside on the stump to connect with Mother Earth, like that's not as fun. It's not as powerful because I foreplayed it. Same with your boudoir sessions. And I would never be let down by your hype. There is such a, when I started hyping my boudoir group and when I started teasing them, they got more excited. Their model call applications, they opened up more. They weren't just saying, because I want pictures. Like they were telling me things because they feel like we had been in a nurturing relationship because I had been going through the steps. So it makes sense. So simple story graphics like these are great. Another thing is a selfie. So I do not tease with boudoir images normally. So let's anchor into that. I don't use like a normal studio picture or a client picture because that's normal. They see that. We want to stop their scroll. So like a random picture of me right here, something that kind of like goes, oh, wait. So if you have headshots or branding shots that you've used before, I wouldn't use those again. I would use a normal selfie. Even if it doesn't look as professional, I would do something that stops their scroll. You want to make them go, wait, what's going on here? It gets to be simple. It gets to be vague, but you want to leave them wanting more. Again, foreplay. So don't give them everything. Don't say, if you've been waiting for a discounted session, now's your chance. Like, you're spilling too much there. And then also teasing is such an engagement hack. I feel like so many of us are not using the art of teasing to get our algorithms up because yes, we are more powerful than the algorithm, our magnetism, but it doesn't hurt to have it working in our favor, right? So countdown timers on your Instagram stories of secret announcement being revealed. Make sure to tap the follow countdown button here, and then you can see each person who clicks that to get a reminder. Polls saying, like if you're doing the role play thing. So like, are you more naughty nurse or are you more like bad teacher vibes? You're hacking the algorithm before you drop the launch. Another favorite thing is like, drop a comment if you can see this. I've been keeping a secret and I'm ready to spill the beans. Like, so easy. We don't have to overcomplicate it. Okay. Ooh, actually, that is maybe my block. I feel like I might be letting them down by hyping them something that they think is blah. So this comes back to Erica. Do you think it's blah? I would be really freaking excited to teach a class outside in my little nature spot by my tree. And Tara's like, yeah, see, it is a vibe. It's a vibe out there. I would feel so excited because I do feel connected and I do feel grounded. I'm like, oh, this is so special to me. We could have people in here who might not be as like earthly grounded or into nature and the grass as I am, but they're going to appreciate it more because they appreciate me and my brand. So let's go back to the Luxe Closet. They don't care about Jimmy Choo's. They don't care about Honey Birdette. But I got excited because I feel like I'm bringing them more value and I know they do deserve to get into some luxuriousness when they aren't going to get that opportunity. So, do I believe that you need to hype something that's not hype worthy? No. But if you're excited about it, it's that trend that's going around on like TikTok and Instagram where it's like find the glimmers in the day, like romanticizing your daily life of the little things. Romanticize the daily life in your business because if not, we will get bored. So when we launch a model call, like we're going to romanticize the fuck out of this. We are going to get so excited and so vibey and just like fall back in love with marketing. I love marketing. I love it. Okay. Branding. This might be one of my favorite slides because it's controversial. Actually, I don't know if it is controversial. It's just different than what everybody else is saying. But I feel like my brain works different. And a lot of us in here have neurospicy brains. So you might resonate with this. So branding does not equal your colors. How many of you have said in the past, like, oh, I don't want to launch my studio opening yet. I can't launch this. I want to rebrand. I have to get my logo figured out. I have to change my color. I've got to nail down the name. I have been there where we feel like we have to do all of these things and get all of the hues and the branding colors right before we put something out. So your branding is not your font. Your branding is not your colors. Does that play into it? Yes, it does. However, that's not the core. I'm the queen of romanticizing the mundane. Let me break out of my fancy tea set for an ordinary cup of tea. This right here. So this is what we get to do for your marketing. On launch days, when I drop a model call, I put on a fun outfit. You guys, I came to the studio in a t-shirt and I'm wearing a Honey Birdette bodysuit with my sweatpants because it makes me feel like, ooh, we're brand amping today. Like, why? I don't know. Because it's fun. Because why not? This is what I'm talking about. So instead of just dropping an application, like, let's really amplify this. So your branding, this is where I'm going to call on you guys and make you drop some comments and do some thinking, is your essence. Your branding is your essence, your energy, and your engagement. How you engage with your audience, how engaged your audience is with you. I'm not talking about the number of likes and what your group insights look like. That's not true engagement. I'm talking about your energy, the essence, your aura. When my clients hear, oh, I had a session with Kiara, they can feel that. I've had clients say, like, you are so bubbly, you feel so safe, like they just feel confident. What do you want your brand essence to be? And put it in the I want you to take a moment to think of this. Have you considered your brand essence? So what is that feeling? How do you want your clients to feel after the session? And what energy do you want your brand to be? So for me, my energy is powerful. It's confident. And it's the same for both businesses. I'm like loud and outgoing in my boudoir, just like I am here where you guys see it on the mentorship side. It's like, yes, Courtney, alive, tapped in, turned on, ready to go. So my essence is like oozing confidence and like bad bitch head. Here we go, dominatrix. Like the energy is magnetic, it's potent, it's like motivational. Now, there are others, so somebody else's essence might be serene, comforting, loving, nurturing, and your energy may be relaxing, safe, supported. So notice the difference between essence and energy. They are two separate things, but they do blend together. So you get to recognize like which way do you lean, and here is full permission to change. If you used to be bad bitch confident, let's go, and you're realizing that you are in a season of life right now that may need more nurturing, more softness, more feminine energy instead of that masculine go, 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 then you get to bring that into your brand. That's actually point 3 down here. So I'm reading comments. What do we want our essence to be? What do we want our energy to be? Fun, safe, confident. I love that. Erica, how can you go even deeper? What is the essence of your brand? So is it fun party girl? Is it fun yoga circles and softness? Like, let's go deeper. Honestly, I'm really realizing that that is my brand, making the ordinary extraordinary. Yes, your essence is the romanticizing. It is the like, it's a Tuesday, but I'm going to break out the fancy stuff anyways. Like, you get to show these women that we're celebrating the little things too. Like, okay, you didn't get the promotion, but did you get the courage to speak up and ask for a raise? Yes, you did. And that deserves to be held. That deserves to be nursed. I've got chills right now. Like, this is our brand, you guys. It's so much more than logos, fonts, and a new studio name. And we think branding is so simple, but it's not. And you can see how when you start to pour this into your content and your marketing, that's how the applications get deeper. That's how the clients get easier because you are connecting with them. You're teasing them, you're tempting them. And then it's like the aftercare, like you're swooping in and showing them like, this is what I have to offer. I'm definitely more of the serene, relaxed, safe, and supported. I've been on my own femme journey. Dominatrix, who is also a mom and can carry both those energies. I've got more that I can lean into. Yes, Sarah, you get to interweave both. And what that could be is your essence could be duality. And you could show them your brand could be literally like best of both worlds. Yes, I'm a hot ass bitch who like can rock your world in the bedroom. And also I'm a fantastic mother and I get to be both. I love and also. And also, I am a very nurturing, loving mother. And also, I am freaky and wild and fun and not afraid to use my voice and stand up for myself. My business is changing lives. And also, it is okay to take a break and have time for me. If you guys struggle with finding your brand, if you guys struggle with putting who you are into words, I invite you to use and also, because it gives you permission to be more than one thing. So, what is your and also in the comments? Now that you identified what your essence is, what your energy is, what is your and also, or and all of that? Like, I get to be all of that. Our brand gets to be all encompassing. So take a moment. What's your and also? Just added it to the final business pillar I've been struggling with. Boom. Connecting the dots. I love it. I love leaning towards loving, safe, relaxing, nurturing, kind in person. Yes. I'm a Gemini too. And you can see it. You can see it, Sarah. You can see the swap of like, I'm this, and that's my magic. That is why my brand is for you. That's what you get to bring to your audience. You get to say like, I understand that you want submissive, nurturing photos. And also I see that you want to play around and be the hot confident, empowering, fiery woman. And with me and my business, you get to do both. And that's your angle, because you yourself understand that you get to bring it both in. So you can literally say, like, instead of going to a studio that just specializes in dominatrix kink, I can do both. I can give you the space to show up as all versions of yourself. This is branding. It's what you're saying, how you're saying it, and the energy that you're pouring into your content that is going to give the engagement that we're desiring. We change our logo and we change our font and we expect our audience to fangirl over us and be like, oh my God, I love that shade of black and gold. It's so good. Yes, sign me up for a session. They don't care. They don't care about that. And it's true and it's okay. So we have to amplify it with all of these other layers. I love a good branding. I love a good logo. I love a good dusty, pinky, rose color. I'm a pink girl. You know this. Everything I do has some sort of pink in it. Catching up on comments. I'm multifaceted. Instead of being pigeonholed into a box, I just want to bring it all. Yes, Erica, this is your and also. I'm a good wife and mother and also a badass sex goddess. I think it was Tara in Instagram stories the other day. Didn't you have something that was like, are you a good girl or a bad girl? No, bitch, I am both. Like, this is both. And our businesses get to do this. We get to bring both in. So yes, I'm a business owner, but I'm a fiery creative. So my marketing is going to match that. It's infusing the creativity that we use for sessions into the marketing, because if not, you're just another boring photography studio like everybody else. Not that anybody in here is. That's why we're amplifying. Tomboy and also accepting my feminine side. Reba, I think there are so many women who can relate to that, of like, they have never been given the opportunity to explore their femme side. So this is where you get to bring that in and show them. I always say, like, we lead first so they can follow. I love this. Okay. So powerful dom and also artistic femininity, encompassing all of the emotions, because we are all the things. We get to be the safe space for them to show up all versions of themselves. And we know this, you guys, we know this as boudoir photographers, but are we actually showing that? So here's a content challenge for you today. I invite you to go look into your past galleries and find a client who has a release who has done two different personalities. So maybe she was soft and sweet and edgy. And I want you to bring in, instead of just posting, you could be both during your shoot. I can give you both sides of your personality. I want you to bring in your essence and your energy from this little branding sesh with those images and practice bringing your essence forward, bringing your tease forward, teasing, delighting, tempting them. Ooh, Courtney already knows what to do. So your colors. All right. This is my biggest pet peeve, and I haven't gotten to teach on it yet, so I'm excited. Templates, colors, copy and paste plugins can actually hurt our brand instead of amplifying it. Our audience becomes immune. So yes, the age-old thing of branding is like, have core colors so that people can recognize you. However, your essence and your energy should be so coherent and so strong that they can recognize your words, they can recognize your voice and your energy without having the same. So for example, people I follow on Instagram have the same client testimonial image. It's like the same color and the same font every single time. They just switch out the words. They're not going to stop and read that testimonial because they're scrolling and they're like, oh, Sally Joe posted another client testimonial. Cool. Because they become immune to it. So using the same brand template for every single thing is hurting your brand. Using the same every day to slay Canva graphic is hurting your brand. Okay? Because it's the same color, it's the same font, it's posted every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. They don't care anymore. It loses its potency. We want to switch it up. I shot a session for a client last week that was half goth and half sparkle unicorn. I want to see these. I was thinking about calling, oh my gosh, Tina, please use that. Show them that. That is the perfect example. That's like two opposite ends of the spectrum, but I resonate so hard with that because I can be the goth crazy, like badass queen, and also the sparkly unicorn who just wants to be praised. Like, let the people know that you are here for that. Yes, country girl with a goth side. This is perfect. So let's anchor into templates. Yes, we love our brand colors, but if you normally do a pink background with black font, switch it up, do a different shade. Don't be afraid to break away from your colors. And the reason being, so we know our colors and we know our fonts, but we want the shock factor. You want your branding for model calls to be different than your normal brand colors. Okay? You want it to be different. We want to stop their scroll. We want to make them say, wait, what? Who just posted this? They're like, oh, she's doing something new. She's doing something different. So if your model calls are normally like red and black, red and maroon brand colors, I want you to throw up a lime green Canva graphic with the name of your offer, which is so contradictory to what everybody tells us. But can you imagine? I don't know. I use a lot of colors but like silly little self-sabotage. That was like the wild, crazy, like lime green and pink before I fully shifted into that. And normally I was the like Barbie rose gold pink with the black tones. And I was like, no, we're going to stop the scroll. You want to stop the scroll. It can literally be when I announced my model call in May, I did a bright yellow square post that said, holy shit, Kiara lowered her prices. That got so many, we really just restructured packages, but like that got so many people to stop their scroll. Yellow is not in my brand. Now, here's the thing. If you guys are, like aesthetic girlies and you're like, it's going to mess up my feed, then go archive it after the model call's done. So I get that. I get the desire to want to be cohesive as a photographer. But while that model call, while that Black Friday sale is launching, you let it sit there and you pin it to the top of your Instagram profile. You pin it to the top of your Facebook group. So it gets their attention. So I challenge you, your next model call, your next flash sale, your next last minute opening, make it a thing. Give it its own branding. Go do a self-portrait session in your studio and don't use a client photo. Yes, we want to use boudoir images on the landing page and while you're talking about it in all other aspects to show that you're a good photographer. But I'm talking about the announcement post, the grab their attention one. So happy you said that one because OCD. That's the thing. I get the OCD. I get you want it to be a cohesive brand. So just archive it later. But what we're doing during an offer, during a launch, you want the shock factor. You want to stop their scroll. And that looks like differentiating from your brand aesthetics sometimes because they're immune to it. It feels comforting. It feels safe. It feels like, oh, Kiara's just posting another thing about Dominate. So when I relaunch Dominate, it's going to be some wild, trippy, like announcement post that like, it's open, it's here, and not just the normal Dominate logo because it's like the double-edged sword of brand recognition and visibility. Once you've made a name for yourself, for your business, you have to throw some things in the works to get them to be like, oh, yes. And it's not just the same client testimonial picture every single day because I don't stop and read those because they look the same as what I see every Tuesday. So it makes sense, right? And then the evolution. So it's normal for brands to evolve. And we talk about this with our business pillars. Don't cling to stagnant energy. Let your business grow and change. This includes how you show up. This includes your language. This includes your fonts, your colors, your frameworks. So if you have not been teasy and playful, let it evolve. Let yourself go there. If you have always used, Brittany font with the swirly and that you don't feel soft and cute anymore and you feel hardcore and edgy, get the bold letters. Change your font. It's okay. Full permission to be different. Full permission to let yourself go. So allow yourself to evolve with your brand. How are we feeling? Is this making sense? I'm loving this. This feels fun. Let's go into amplification. All right. Here's some strategy and you guys will have the links to this. Amplification, brand amping is making everything a thing. And this is my favorite. This is my favorite part of marketing. Instead of just doing an offer, instead of just doing a last minute opening, I'm going to make it a thing. Like, it's going to be a thing. We're romanticizing the mundane. So, no, it's not. Let's take an example. Say a client cancels a date. Instead of just calling it a cancellation opening, let's make it something. For Erica, she's got her birthday and Black Friday coming up. We're doing a full-blown Erica-vember instead of November. And like, we're going to do the branding. We're going to have the thing. Instead of a semi-annual sale in July, I did Kiara Day. And I've got examples and screenshots. Like, we are going to make it a thing. You're going to make it a thing. Pretend, I think I wrote this. Yes. You're going to hype, you're going to tease, you're going to create the graphics, go to a headshot session of yourself, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be hard though. You get to give it an essence and an energy. You give it flair, you give it notoriety. I want you to treat each model call like it's its own mini open house. It's its own grand opening, grand reveal of your business. Do you remember when you first like announced your Facebook group or had your ribbon cutting ceremony for your business? How giddy and excited you were? What would your promotion results look like if you treated each model call like your grand opening, like your Black Friday sale? So many people hype their Black Friday and they get so excited and they do all the things, but then come their last minute opening in May, they're just like, hey, I've got a last minute opening to fill. If anybody wants it. Like, you're whispering in the back room when you should be so excited that somebody's going to get so lucky to freaking fill your May 13th spot. Like, get in there. Go give it a cute little logo. Like, make it a thing. Shelly says, calling me out. This is my job. And this is what I've noticed in the industry and like scrolling people's groups. It's just like, we don't feel excited. It feels very going through the motions. It feels very like we have the last minute opening framework in Dominate. I love a framework. I create frameworks. I just made one for Prox last night and gave it to you guys. Like, I love frameworks and systems. And also, I love our creative energy, and our business deserves to have the brand, to have the ability to get excited about, because energy is everything. And if we have the strategy from the frameworks, which we do, can you imagine what your results are going to be if you bring in the energetics of this? If you allow yourself to get hyped up. And then I know there's the voice in the back of our head that's like, but what if nobody books the last minute opening? Okay, but did you just respark your creative juices by creating a little Canva graphic and by getting inspirational? Don't get stuck in the perfectionism. We have to be able to detach from results. So the way that I go into a launch is, I don't care how many people book this. I'm doing something for me. Here's my next challenge. Can you allow launching, promotions, offers to be a form of self-care? Now, what does that feel like? That's a twist, right? What if creating model calls or flash sales, or honestly go into the organic module, organic marketing module, where you don't do anything discounted, it's full price session. You just pick a date, make it a thing, give it a name. What if that's your form of self-care, because you're pouring into your creativity, you're detaching from the regular business stuff, and I know at least that when I am in my creative expression, that's when more ideas flow through. If I stay stagnant in this, like, okay, here's a cancellation, here's an opening, I'm blocking more downloads. I'm blocking more ideas because I'm in that boring, mundane energy, and that's not me. So shift your mindset into, oh God, now I have to launch another thing, into, okay, this is the equivalent of like a vibey bath with candles and a massage and a spa. I get to create the elements. I get to tease my people and nurture them. And you're not just teasing them and leaving them hanging, because you have something delightful and delicious to offer them at the end of it. So it actually is really exciting. So here's some strategy. Tease 2 days before you announce. That's when we pull the art of the tease. The launch day, you want it to be the shock factor. And on these days in between, this is where you get to go into the last minute opening framework and follow the frameworks of like, now I open applications, now I do calls, now I post a reminder, now I post a selfie. And then when it's complete and applications are closed, you archive that and you go back to your pretty brand until you're ready to tease and flirt and hype and launch again. So it gets to be a flow. So I am not saying be manic all the time and throw out neon graphics and just be like, ooh, come get me. Like, no, there is an art to this. Andrea's laughing at me, but like, there is a flow. You don't want to be wild and crazy all the time. Like, we have to have that balance. Or maybe you do. Maybe you are wild and energetic. So, my next model call that I'm launching, I don't know, whenever I do the graphics, so maybe tonight or tomorrow, but I'm doing a villain era. So it's like in my villain era, like bad bitch. My subconscious marketing is going to be where are all my divorcees? And I'm only open for 2024 right now. So who's reclaiming their power? Who's falling back in love with their intuition? I find that a lot of my marketing is what I'm going through personally. So if you are not tapped into yourself, here's your reminder. I feel like I have entered my villain era from my own self. Nobody did anything to me. It's nothing with me and Caleb. It's nothing with me and my friends. It's literally my own self. I have been blocking my intuition, knowing what I've known for 6 years, that I was holding myself back for fear of, like being disliked or being too loud or whatever. And I had this epiphany, this moment this week where I was like, oh my gosh, no, this is not even level 5. I have not even been operating at like half speed right now. I have fully evolved and arrived, and I feel like I'm in my villain era, in my comeback with myself. So now, because I'm going through that, I get to bring that to my audience. And I have so many ideas. And can you feel the power in that of like all these babes who are going through all the things, which, yeah, maybe they might have resonated with a subconscious marketing post, but still felt a little scared. If I'm creating a whole thing and saying like, yes, I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, let's do it. My status the other day about burning bridges, y'all were like, yes, I'm about to light it up. I was like, yes, me too. Let's do it. Let's go. Like, you have a community. Show up and say what you want to say. It's never too loud. It's never too weird. Like, you have your people. I'm reading comments. So now I'm like, so amped up about this. Now I need to remake my Black Friday graphic. Yes, Shelly, let's do this. Let's shift it. Let's get it remade. New energy. That makes me want to book now. See? Villain era. Let's do it. Laughing because I feel like I was throwing so much out lately that I need to come back to balance a bit. That. We were almost in that manic phase of like, here's all the things, but you weren't listening to self. I can say this because I know Andrea and now it's like, okay, let's calm down. Let's go back to self. And maybe it's time to pull more of the nurturing energy. So that looks like instead of a tease post about which role play position are you, it's, hey guys, I've created a Spotify playlist with all of my favorite meditations and like chill vibes. I invite you to come listen to this today with me. And this is our day of relaxation, of softening, of grounding. And then the next day, you open a last minute opening for the woman who is ready to tap back into her feminine energy. And you have lots of lace and silks. And do you see how that vibes and that flows? That was the tease, getting them into the energy with a playlist. I love a good playlist. I love our Dominate playlist. It matches our Dominate energy. You can do this with your sessions. So if we're doing like a feminine goddess, I know Michelle in here, her whole brand is that she could create a very soft and flowy and sensual playlist and give it to her audience, which is subconsciously prepping them to be in those vibes and be like, comment your favorite song below. That's how you hack the algorithm with the tease. Go listen to this. Let me know which one was your favorite. That's exactly how I feel about my course shoots. I've been pushing them off for a few years because I'm always too busy with my boudoir to-dos. And what if you're not too busy? What if this is your evolution of your brand? So what if everybody says you have to niche down into boudoir? No, don't. I still shoot some families. We do goddess glam sessions. I put them in a couture ground. We go outside. We frolic in the woods. It's fun. You get to be a boudoir photographer and photograph those horses and make magical portraits. You get to be both. Little Red Riding Hood revenge era for me. Oh, see, that would be so good. There are so many different elements to this too. I feel you there. The next chapter is my apology to myself for ever accepting less. That part. It was a moment of, again, completely unrelated to business, but so related to business. I told the Prox ladies the other day, I accepted a client in July who was giving very bad warning signs where my intuition was like, girl, do not book her. And then the model call was booking and I was like, oh, whatever, what's another one? Like, let's book her too. She's been nothing but problems and requested a $6,000 refund. I didn't have to give it to her, like, but it was the added stress of my ego saying, I told you so. You should have listened. You should have trusted yourself. So can you guys trust yourself enough to go out there and do things differently? Brand yourself differently, even though they've been telling us, oh, do this, use the everyday to slay templates and whatever. Yes, but like we're getting immune. I keep forgetting to go back and find the Dominate playlist. I know you mentioned it. I can rebump it in the group. I keep adding songs to it too. So it's a vibe. I love it. It's not appropriate, but is anything in here appropriate? I don't know. Revenge era is definitely my next thing. That's the thing. I'm like so excited for it. You can feel the energy. If you make it a thing, it gets to be exciting. You can make anything a thing. I'm not creating new sets. I'm not creating a new wardrobe for it. It's nothing special, but it is because it's the essence and the intention and the energy of the session. That's the important part. I'm not creating a villain era set. I had to explain this to Caleb. He was like, are they wearing like Disney villain, like Medusa and I was like, no. He's not on social media though. Like he doesn't understand the villain era and the TikTok references. I was like, no, it's an energy, it's an essence. So you guys can do this with anything. You don't have to go build a new set. I hear that all the time. It's like, well, I don't have any bonus scenes to launch for the model call. Okay, so what's an energy you want to photograph? How can we make that a thing? So 2 days before, do the tease. On launch day, drop the shock factor graphic. And then once that's done, complete it. Here are some very basic graphics. So if it feels overwhelming, if you're not like a graphic design person or whatever, here are basic examples. Here's our beautiful Andrea. She killed her session. I just had to, put you on spotlight there. Birthday Babe creative call. I did this last December. It was a $60,000 launch. I had never done a birthday session. Literally just photoshopped or Canva dropped a cupcake on a normal boudoir photo and called it Birthday Babe creative call. It gets to be that easy. Instead of saying, we're opening up a birthday session. Whoops, hold on. I made it a thing. Super easy. Vintage muse search. Use a different font. Put in some vintagey images. So these are definitely not my normal style. These vintage images. I have way spicier stuff normally. So that themselves caught their attention. Last Friday, did not hype or tease or do anything about a Friday the 13th flash sale. So I knew I needed a graphic. I knew I needed something. This image also is not my normal style. It was like kind of Halloween-y. It was a Friday the 13th session. So I knew I wanted to launch a flash sale, but I knew I hadn't done any prep work. And I knew that my audience straight up just doesn't respond to flash sales. So I was like, how can I make this a thing? Put the creepy Friday the 13th font, threw in the red. I don't normally use red. Boom. I booked 2, which is amazing. Technically, I had 13 spots yet, but am I sad that I didn't book the 11 others? No, I'm freaking ecstatic because my audience doesn't respond to flash sales. And the fact that I whipped one up and booked 2, thank you, more please. And actually, thank you next, because then I feel that creative urge and I got to move on to the next thing. So it gets to be so basic. I'm in my reputation era like Taylor Swift or not. She's incredible at using eras for marketing. Absolutely. And look, everybody's clinging to it now. I love T Swift, so like I'm here for it. Give me all the things. And the people in your audience, this is another thing. She's so well known that people are going to get it. It's not going to be something so niche that they're not going to get. That's another thing. Don't try to make it too coy. Don't try to make it too funny, or like it doesn't have to be hard. It gets to be kind of basic, and then that's when your energy and your essence in the written content gets to connect the dots. My Dirty 30 is in December, so I was debating on a flash sale or something. See, that could be fun. You could do so much branding for that. You could come up with a name for it. You get to make it a thing instead of just a flash sale. So here's super easy, basic examples that didn't require much thought or energy, but was still more potent than just posting something. Now, these are what I would consider brand amped. I did a little more research, if you will. Instead of opening up role play sessions or saying, hey, we're doing limited edition role play sessions, which is what it was, I created the Naughty Diaries, your role play fantasies brought to life. I said, I'm doing a series of role play sessions where you get to live out that deep, dark fantasy that you wouldn't normally bring into your boudoir. That sounds way cooler, being a part of the Naughty Diary series versus role play limited edition sessions. It's the same thing, but it's amped up. It's different. It's got that pizzazz. Can you feel it? Now, again, I'm in my luxury era right now, pumped for it. So I'm getting a lot of the emails from those luxe brands. Honey Birdette did the bridal edit a couple months ago when they launched their new bridal line. Jimmy Choo just launched their fall edit. Like in the fashion world, that edit or whatever is a thing. So we did the wifey edit. Instead of a bridal model call, instead of a bridal flash sale, we launched the bridal or the wifey edit. Not the font I would normally use. It very much mimics the Luxe brands marketing right now. So market research outside of the photography world. Go watch some films, go flip through some promotion emails. I know that all of those like store emails are very annoying in our inbox of like Nordstrom emailed us again or whatever. But go at it with a different perspective. I scroll through those not because I'm going to buy a sweater or anything, because I'm interested in their marketing. And then I weave it into our boudoir business and it catches their attention because it's not something we normally do. All right, so here are the juicy things where I'm showing you screenshots and you can scroll back through these. This was my tease for the Naughty Diaries. Okay, so inquiring minds need to know, if you had to pick a role play costume to wear, what would you be dressing as? Naughty nurse, bad student, sexy librarian? Let us know. That was the easiest engagement hack for my group because we don't talk about that because I don't like props and costumes. So I'm like, no. This was amazing. This is a tease now because you've used the words role play. You've talked about naughty nurse, which is what I was using in my content. So here's the tease. It doesn't always have to be that something is coming. It can be leaving subconscious breadcrumbs, nuggets, you know. All right, now here, also the Naughty Diaries themselves are totally edited differently. It's a different vibe. So not only is your marketing different, but your imagery can be too. So this was September 21st at 10:37 a.m. This was September 21st at 6:54. So these were the same day. So this was my announcement post. This is very different. Notice I didn't use a traditional boudoir photo, different fonts, the diary background. The Naughty Diaries, it's okay. Your secret desires are safe with me. If you've been in my world for any amount of time, you know that I'm very anti-prop. So if you have anything taboo in your brand that you're just willing to go crazy on, and you can bring it front and forward, they're going to love that. I said, however, I'm up for a challenge. I'm ready. Bring on all of the role play outfits. I have full trust in my artistry and visions that we can make these incredible, timeless, downright spicy fantasies come to life. I'm looking for 4 women who want to bring this. Maybe you're the French maid cleaning the mansion, secretly wishing you could be taken right there in the kitchen. Whatever your desires are, we're bringing them to life. Fantasy meets reality. Ditch the cheesy Pinterest ideas. These vibes are going to be incredible. Apply here. That is so much more interesting. One, you painted the picture and you let them know that, yes, it's okay that you want to be the maid and just be bent over the countertop, right? Like, say what you want to say. Me 5 years ago probably wouldn't have said that. I would have said, like, bring the outfit, it'll be fine, whatever. Now here is another selling without selling. I said presenting the Naughty Diaries with the promo images for it. I'm so here, are we obsessed? One of the surprise bonuses, if you go with the Desire collection, which is our 7K collection, is shooting at the studio and our offsite location that includes the Luxe Kitchen or the Sultry Study. So if they pick Desire, they get to come. We're remodeling our study right now. We're going to have like a big oak desk, dark green walls, and we've got a big, really pretty kitchen that works super well for this. So it's like, ooh, Desire collection, Subconscious Connection. That's the one I'm going to go with. Instead of saying, if you spend $7,000, you can shoot out of the studio too. So language is everything. This is the essence. And the essence of these posts were very like, yes, I know you have fantasies and I'm here to help you bring them. Not like, whatever dirty thoughts you're having, it's okay, you can do that. It's your shift, it's your energy. Now look at this. This was from the mentorship side, which none of my boudoir clients see. I'm not friends with them on my personal Facebook. So yes, you guys are immune to this because you saw me do the launch with these images. They are not. So you could use whatever. I said, good morning, friends. I'm celebrating. There's only 2 role play sessions. I'm not sure if we'll ever bring them back again. So now's your chance. Pinned at the top of the post. This was my shock factor. It's me dancing in my driveway, not at the studio, not in lingerie, not in a Goddess Glam outfit. Like, this stopped their scroll. And that worked really well in the group. I got more applications after that. So shock them. This is one of my favorites. This was Kiara Day that I did in July. If any of you have any Leo in you, like, use that to your advantage. Be the shining star. Let yourself be swooned over. Here was the tease for that. Holy freaking crap. Well, I did 2 layers of teas. I did one that was just this background saying coming soon. And then a few days later, I went in and added the biggest sale ever. So I multi-teased this because I didn't want to give it all away up front. Okay. So this was a couple days later. I said, holy freaking crap. Just outlined all the goodies for Kiara Day. I used Kiara Day. I used the name even in the sneaks. So if you're doing like a Black Friday sale, if you're doing a semi-annual sale and it's not a surprise launch, I would use the name to bring the brand awareness, because now Kiara Day is going to be a thing each year. So when you're starting something new like that and it's not just a model call, use the name. So Erica Vimber, whatever we decided to go with, like, start hinting when you're ready that that's coming. Biggest savings of the year. It was literally like a semi-annual sale. But how much cooler does this look than just a regular semi-annual sale that everybody does? So let's see. I do the tease post about 2 days before the launch, but the Kiara Day, I started beginning of July. I did it for about a week because it was a big flash sale, and my audience is not flash sale based. They are nurture based. So if you're doing if you're normally adrenaline based and you're going to go nurture, I would tease longer, if that makes sense. But if you're just dropping an application and they're application based, I would do 1 or 2 days before. 1 day or usually more. Normally about a day or 2 before. If you're launching on a Wednesday, I would start teasing on Monday. Because here's the thing, we don't want to tease too long because then they become bored and disinterested. So 1 to 2 days max, about a week before, if you're prepping them for a flash sale and not your typical like model call application process. 1 or 2 posts per day, I would follow, it depends. I would go follow Launch Framework in last minute opening. So I do probably about 5 posts a day if I'm trying to fill something. So You get to add in the brand amp stuff that we talked about today, and then go pair it with the last minute opening framework that we have. It's the best of both worlds. I would tease about a month before, Erica. So I would say last week of October, let's start talking about it, since it's a month-long celebration, and then continuously during that week. You could even create a Erica Vimber newsletter list and have them start signing up for that now. Just that you have the biggest business surprise you've ever done. Sign up for your newsletter here. Here's more. So, okay, here's the branding for Kiara Day. Pink, spun, whatever. Dark and moody, dancing hippie outside. I was using different things to stop their scroll because Kiara Day had been mentioned so often. She's a very well-known client in my group. I shoot her a bunch. They love her. So I used a recognizable face that I know they would go hype her up. So also using that too. So here we go. Biggest savings. You've heard of Prime Day, Christmas in July, Black Friday. Well, you've never seen a Kiara Day. Things are about to heat up. Comment below if you want deets when they drop. Again, I did a lot of hyping for this about a week before. This was July 10th and it dropped on the 14th. So you can see the different ways to tease and hype. These were both teasing posts. And they don't look alike. They don't follow my normal flow because we're in the middle of a launch. We want to stop their scroll. All right, now I don't know who needs to hear this. Here is the Kiara Day branding photo without the branding. Here's a horrible screenshot of a Facebook Live, just sitting in front of my house, not in like office wear or anything like that. So don't forget to go live. Don't forget to do it in a location that they don't normally see. Normally I go live at my studio or in my home office, but I went live outside on my porch to stop their scroll. Can we feel how many layers of this there is? Can we feel how many different things of, wow, we really can be brand damping on so many different ways, and we're not. We've just been creating a graphic and launching and not teasing and twisting and foreplaying and all the things that there are so many different things that we can do. And there are so many different ways to have fun with it. So how are we feeling? Are we feeling invigorated? Are we feeling excited? Do you guys have new ideas now? Do you feel like you have new things that you can be doing? So what I recommend, digest this a little bit, let it sink in. You can go back to the group and rewatch it. If you want to pull up the screenshots, you can just scroll to and look at it. But get very clear on your essence and the energy of your brand. What is the essence and the energy that you want to bring into your marketing? Yes, we have the colors or whatever. And then what is your next offer? So what are you going to promote next now that you've started brand amping? What are you going to promote next? And how are you going to kind of map that out? Do you need to go do a selfie shoot and get it ready? Do you need to go, prep your live topics? There are so many different layers now, and it doesn't have to feel like a lot of work because you get to use this as a form of self-care. Selling is self-care because your business deserves it and it gets to be fun and it doesn't have to be pressure. It doesn't have to feel hard. I'm super excited for my next thing. My Christmas minis are going to be a huge thing. Yes. Incredible. I need to relook at my teases for tattoo giveaway next week. Yeah. Go look at your colors. Go look at how you're hyping it, how you're talking about. And also my next challenge, whatever you want to say today that you feel like you need to filter down. My favorite thing is if it feels cringy, that means I need to actually say it. Go say what you want to say to your audience. Whatever you would filter out in backspace, say it anyways. Show up amplified. Your brand, your essence, your energy, your colors, your marketing, all of it. Okay? Are we up for the challenge? Okay. Do your homework, which is just, figuring out your brand, your essence, all of that. Come back to the group. Let us know how you're feeling. Share your graphics. Share your brand graphics. Canva has so many different templates. Don't be afraid to just use the pre-made templates and switch out the colors and the images. The Naughty Diaries I did, that was something they had, and I just went and switched it up. So play around. Give yourself a practice session. Don't be afraid to post in the group too to see if anybody has any suggestions on like graphics and colors and readability. I'm sure we're all here to help for that. But that's all I got. You feel good. This is already streamed into the group. It will be uploaded into the portal once Zoom renders it eventually. And otherwise, you guys are good to go. All right. Thank you for being so active. This was very fun. I love when people participate. It feels so good. All right. Go be amazing. Go be your badass dominatrix self. Put on the playlist, vibe into that. And I will see you guys later.